long time ago in the land of Crete, kids were sacrificed for the Minotaur to eat. Year after year, this action they'd repeat until Theseus would bring the Minotaur to defeat. Before Theseus carried out this task, he was helped by Ariadne, who had one thing to ask. Marry me, she said, and bring me back to Athens. Do this and I'll help you navigate the labyrinth. Theseus agreed to do as she said, so that he wouldn't turn out dead. Ariadne gave him a ball of thread to help him find the creature that had a bull head. After slaying the beast and coming out alive, Theseus had a nasty surprise. He dished Ariadne on an island and headed home to Athens, just how he planned.
Now we know our history. Now we got some knowledge. Now we can go to college. Now we know what this means. Now we got some knowledge. Now we can go to college.
The Empire of Rome was once governed by Nero, a despicable man who wasn't a hero. He burned down Rome and watched the smoke grow until he was left with nothing more. He assassinated his mom and murdered his wives, not caring about any of their lives. He killed many others and persecuted Christians because they had a different religion. Today Nero was known as an evil man because of all of his horrible schemes and plans. However, some say he wasn't always that way, but later in life something made him change. Did he turn despicable and bitter at heart, or was he always like that from the start? One confirmed fact that we know is he was hated by many in the Empire of Rome.
Now we know our history. Now we got some knowledge. Now we can go to college. Now we know what this means. Now we got some knowledge. Now we can go to college.
In the beginning, God created earth, all creatures and man was made from dirt. But man, when he knew it, everything got kicked out of Eden for all eternity. They ate the fruit God said not to eat, but he forgave them like he does you and me. And none of us have to pay anything, cause he paid the price so we can go free.
Now we know our history. Now we got some knowledge. Now we can go to college. Now we know what this means. Now we got some knowledge. Now we can go to college.
Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, Greek, they were smart so you would listen when they speak. Socrates taught by asking questions and thinking about what you'd mention. Plato thought kids learn best at play. This was how his teaching was displayed. The joy and happiness he would portray, deeper meaning that would blow you away. Aristotle taught students many different things, including logic, philosophy, and public speaking. Later in his life, Aristotle began to see that he still had a lot to study. Many years ago, when an Egyptian died, they would prepare their body to be mummified, rubbed down with spices and in cloth they were tied, put in a coffin and shut inside. And the pyramids were some of their kings, buried with gold and expensive things. But many of the pyramids got raided because of robbers who had invaded. Lots of the artifacts that were inside were stolen, went missing for a long time, but many of them now are on museum display for all of us to come and see.
Now we know our history. Now we got some knowledge. Now we can go to college. Now we know what this means. Now we got some knowledge. Now we can go to college.
There was a man named Noah who was told to make an ark. God was flooding the earth, but he loved Noah's heart. After years of building, the animals came. A male and a female was all they could bring. The skies broke open and the rain came down. They were safe in their boat so they wouldn't drown. 40 days and 40 nights of floating on the water. When the rain had stopped, it began to halt there. After sending a raven who came back with a branch, Noah said it wasn't safe to make camp. Finally he sent a dove and it never returned. It's safe to go out, Noah had confirmed. Once they were standing on dry land, they saw a rainbow, God's promise to man. Said he wouldn't flood the earth ever again, and he's kept his promise ever since.
Now we know our history. Now we got some knowledge. Now we can go to college. Now we know what this means. Now we got some knowledge. Now we can go to college.
About 2,000 years ago, Ovid was born in the town of Sulmona, 90 miles from Rome. He learned to write poetry and became well known, but one day he was exiled from his home. We don't know why he was banned. Something he had an evil plot or plan to kill Augustus and take his throne, but the true reason why may remain unknown.
Now we know our history. Now we got some knowledge. Now we can go to college. Now we know what this means. Now we got some knowledge. Now we can go to college.
The great pyramids of Giza are tombs, stocked full of riches in all of the rooms. They were used to bury the Egyptian kings and hold their possessions and all of their things. The hanging gardens of Babylon were built for a princess far from home. However, some think they were only fiction, a made-up story for little children. Now we have the Temple of Artemis. People used it as a place to worship. Destroyed a long time ago, it hasn't been rebuilt as it was twice before. The statue of Zeus has a straightforward name, built for the father of the Olympic Games. Zeus was the king of the sky, and his statue reached nearly 40 feet high. The mausoleum was used as a tomb, a burial place with one giant room. The body of Mausolus was buried there in the mausoleum that was shaped like a square. The Colossus of Rhodes was a worshipping place for the god of the sun, Helios was his name. The Pharos lighthouse, the seventh of them all. An earthquake is the thing that made it fall.
Now